This week on the announcers table, huge return on Raw, SmackDown gets decimated, and the release of HHH. What's going on, Wrestle Nerds? Welcome to another episode of the announcers table. I'm your host, the only host, B-Rye. Due to contract negotiations with Geeks Unlimited, HHH will no longer be co-hosting the announcers table with me. This is the B-Rye show. I make this show, not him. And as a thank you for all you supporters out there, like, subscribe, and comment below for your chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card courtesy of Geeks Unlimited. To continue on with today's episode.
Now hold on just a minute here, you. Who said this is the B-Rye show? There's no contract negotiation keeping me away from my loyal fans and my loyal listeners. There's nothing keeping me off of this show, especially not you.
Whoa. Listen there, buddy. This is my show. I created this show. This is my baby. If you want to make your own show, go talk to Vince McMahon.
Yeah, well, there's nothing you can do to keep me away from these fans. They've been clamoring for me to come back every week, and that's why you need me.
Listen. I saw your contract discussing about you want your own ice cream bar, your own theme music, your own entrance. It's not going to happen. You're not getting none of that. If I don't have it, you're not going to get it.
You can't keep me away from my fans, man. These people need me. They need my opinions because they can't be listening to you making mistakes all day long, telling them something's going to be good when it's going to be bad, telling them to look out for Sister Abigail, and then Sister Abigail's never going to show up. One of us needs to be paying attention here.
Well, since you're here, we might as well continue on with the show. You know, I'll just edit you out later. So, to go on with Raw, Hertz, did you get to watch Raw this week?
Yes, I watched Raw this week.
So, what is your take on Raw? What did you like? Actually, I'm not going to say what did you like. What didn't you like about Raw?
Well, if we're going to get right into it, I'd like to start at the end. I can't stand the idea of Triple H taking up someone's spot on the Survivor Series roster. The roster is pretty deep, and to say that Triple H is going to be on this roster... Well, the only person on the Survivor Series team is about 34 years old. That's not a good way to run your show, and it's not a good way to open up the talent for the younger people.
Okay, so you're mad because Triple H took a spot, but you was raving and hollering about John Cena joining Team SmackDown. That makes no sense. John Cena, Mr. Very Young Talent, is on Team SmackDown. You had no issues with it. 16-time world champion. Not to mention Randy Orton, 12-time world champion. Another old guy taking a spot from a young guy. But you have an issue with Triple H, the game. Makes no sense to me. Triple H is the perfect guy to replace Jason Jordan on this roster. He's the only one I can see to keep this team cohesive.
Cohesive? He's the most divisive person on the team. He came out there and forced Kurt Angle, who's supposedly the captain of this team, to kick his own son off the team. Doesn't make any sense. That's the opposite of cohesion. He created an enemy.
You cannot take away what Triple H has done throughout his entire career. 13-time world champion. If you're going to have a 16-time world champion, a 12-time world champion, why not just throw in a 13-time world champion? Yes, the guy's old. But you know what? I like the fact that Triple H is on there. Jason Jordan is not ready for this moment. Yes, he got a BS win off of Bray Wyatt, but what happened? Bray Wyatt retaliated and actually forced Kurt Angle to take him off the team. Not Triple H, Bray Wyatt. Now, to me personally, I would have given the spot to Bray Wyatt, not Triple H. But I still like the idea of Triple H being on the team.
Doesn't make any sense. You're absolutely right. For the first time in your life, Bray Wyatt would have been a much better addition to the team. Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt have already teamed together. It makes much more sense that way.
Continuing on, we're going to discuss SmackDown, which I believe was the better show. Not only did we get a new women's champion in Charlotte Flair, we also got the return of the Nature Boy.
That was a real heartwarming and touching moment. The way that, Ric Flair comes out while Charlotte's on her way up the ramp, the way that Charlotte reacts to seeing her father. If that didn't cause some tears for you, if that didn't make you feel something, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because that was a beautiful moment, and I loved seeing it.
It's also surprising to see that Charlotte Flair has been on the roster going on 2 years now. She's already a 6-time women's champion?
They should have put the women's championship on her the second she got to SmackDown. So to see her be able to win the championship in front of her hometown and have her father show up at the end, that's an amazing moment, and that's honestly that's one of the moments that you watch and you say, this is why I love wrestling. This is why we watch the WWE, and this is why we do what we do.
I really don't like to agree with you, but I'm gonna agree with you here. They should have put the title on her as soon as she went to SmackDown, but I can understand why they gave it to Naomi and then Natalya. They're trying to expand their roster with the women, put the title on different people.
And that sets up what's going to be a great match, which I don't think we've seen, which is Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I don't think they wrestled on NXT, and if they did, it wasn't anything memorable. But to have them head-to-head here at Survivor Series, that's going to set up a really great match between the two of them. They are both extremely talented, and I'm very excited to see where that goes.
Now, the biggest moment on SmackDown was the invasion by Raw. During a New Day match, we had the Shield come out. We had the New Day, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn just looking around each other like, is this really happening? Then, as the Shield is making their way down to the ring, guess who walks out on their brand?
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the only reasonable people apparently on SmackDown, still looking out for themselves, still doing what they should be doing, and not just blindly following the orders of Shane McMahon, who's been making mistakes up and down the roster. But he brought this. Shane McMahon brought this on SmackDown by invading Raw in the first place, which was fun to watch, but it wasn't a smart move.
It was fun to watch. I actually enjoyed that last segment. But what I also started thinking about is the fact that maybe, just maybe, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are the two responsible for letting Raw into the arena. I mean, if you think about it, how did Raw get into the arena anyway? Why not those two guys?
It's an interesting question, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are looking out for themselves. They're not looking out to help Raw, and they're not looking out to hurt SmackDown. They're just looking out to improve their own standing. So I don't know that there's any real connection between them and Raw, or them and, they wouldn't go out of their way to help the Shield or Kurt Angle or anybody else. They're just looking and going to help themselves out.
I disagree. I think they set up SmackDown on Tuesday night. Not only did they set up SmackDown, they also set up Shane McMahon. Because at the end of the day, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, their biggest issue is Shane McMahon. And what did Shane McMahon got for trying to save his brand? He got a triple powerbomb multiple times, and he also got an angle slam. I'm surprised Braun Strowman didn't give him a power slam in the process.
It's going to be interesting the way that the Raw team, if the Raw team is able to hold themselves together, they might actually have a chance in this match. But again, the way that the SmackDown team is put together, I just think there's too much talent on that side that, even despite Shane McMahon's inability to hurt anybody, I don't think there's any chance of the Raw team actually being able to hold themselves together long enough to win this match.
Moving on, because your energy is weak. You're weak like Shane McMahon right now. But what I do want to discuss is not War Games, but the stacked WrestleMania card that we're going to have on Survivor Series.
The Survivor Series card is, like you say, it's stacked. There are matches up and down the roster that are just they're interesting to watch. They're, first time ever kinds of matches. We have Baron Corbin versus The Miz. I think is going to be the worst match of the night, and it's going to be great. We have the Usos and The Bar, who are both performing extremely well right now, and it just gets better from there. It's really amazing how they were able to set up the card.
Now, the only issue that I see with the card is who's going to replace Charlotte as the fifth member of the SmackDown team. Because as you know, Charlotte won the title. Is it going to be Natalya? Are they going to have a special appearance by a former diva? Or are they going to bring somebody up from NXT? We don't know. I'm going with Natalya taking Charlotte's place.
The women's roster doesn't really like Natalya. So it would be interesting to see her take that spot. But I think the better move would be to have someone work double duty, bring them in from NXT TakeOver Houston. I would love to see, and I think she's ready, I'd love to see Ember Moon make her way to the main roster and to enter her as the fifth person on this women's Survivor Series team. It would be magical. She had a great match with Asuka in Asuka's last match in NXT. I think having her show up as the fifth person on the roster would add some intrigue. It would create new and very interesting storylines. And I think it would be much better for the SmackDown roster than just recycling Natalya.
I don't know. I'm not going to agree with you. I don't like you. I don't know why you're on my show. But let's go on to the main event of Survivor Series, Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. You know, the phenomenal one is going to put on a hell of a match, but he's going to lose. I mean, you're going up against the Beast. AJ Styles can take a loss because he's just that good, and he's going to make Brock Lesnar look 20 years younger in the ring.
It's going to be a very interesting match, but Daniel Bryan made some excellent points on SmackDown that Brock Lesnar is strong and he's big, but he's mentally weak and he gives up quickly on matches. You know, AJ Styles is an extremely smart wrestler. He's an extremely capable wrestler. He can take a lot of offense. We've seen him do it before. He can also dish it back out, and he can do it in ways that Brock Lesnar is not ready for. Brock Lesnar is, like Daniel Bryan said, he's mentally weak, and AJ Styles is an excellent submission wrestler. He is going to work, he's going to work the legs, and he's going to get, I think he's going to get that calf crusher locked in, and we're going to see a huge upset, and we're going to see AJ Styles beat Brock Lesnar on Sunday.
So you're going AJ Styles beat Brock. Nobody's going to beat the Beast. Not even the monster among men beat the Beast. And you're going for AJ Styles? Now I know why you're a John Cena fan. Anyways, guys, this concludes our episode for tonight. Please be on the lookout for next week's episode. It's going to be a Thanksgiving-sized episode. We're going to be talking about War Games, Survivor Series, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT for that week.
I know that you have the producer of this show, The Botcher, on your own personal payroll, editing out my jokes, but you can't keep using my jokes to end this show to make yourself look better. I know that my loyal listeners will like, subscribe, and comment, and let everyone know how badly they want to see me, the real star of the announcer's table, the Canadian screwjob himself, Hertz Gevertz.
You know what, Gevertz? I will not re-sign you on my show. I run Geeks Unlimited. I run the announcer's table. This is my show, and it will always be my show. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. You could have a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card for the month of December. Until next week's show, I'm out.